Alrighty, let's dive on into some Grixis here. So Grixis Alliance, the alliance part of Grixis Alliance is Improbable Alliance here. It says whenever you draw your second card in a turn, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token. This is a more aggressively slanted alliance deck, so we actually have 4 copies of Pyromancer in here as well, which this one says when you draw your second card in a turn, you get to deal 3 damage to any target. Then we have lots of various ways to draw extra cards a turn. We've got the Royal Scions, we've got Stormfist Crusader, we've got Rankle, Master of Pranks, we've got some Nicol Bolas, we've got a Castle Lockwain in the mana base, so aggressively slanted deck with a small blue splash for some of these cards. Let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this one and see how it goes. This deck, like most of the decks we play on stream, is a viewer-submitted deck list. If you're interested in getting your own deck idea played on the stream at some point in the future, be sure to check out that link, bit.ly/HugelSellout for more details on how that works. Speaking of my website, there's been a lot of extra work put into that over the weekend. You can find historic decks up there now, as well as a variety of different standard decks that we've been playing. Yeah, this looks fine. Yeah, Dreadhorde Butcher is definitely a card that I would describe as a 2 or 10 card. It's a card that frequently wins the game on the spot or just doesn't do anything. He touched our lesser used emotes. Change is scary. Yep. Yeah, I actually cleared out a few of them. I actually have 2 open emote slots still. Need to figure out what else we'd like to do with those. We also added a Shillings emote recently. Scale of 1 to dead. Where's the Stormfist Crusader at? We're afraid of the big bad wolf, the big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. We got killed by the big bad wolf. Do your emotes have metrics? You can see how often they get used. You can actually. Yeah, there's a third-party website that tracks that, I believe. If you want accurate data. I was an American for deciding which emotes to get rid of and use my feelings instead of my facts. Those kind of simple rhymes make this stream more kid-friendly. They really do. Don't they? The FTC won't let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on Twitch TV. Do. Hashtag screw Kappa. So annoying. Kappa's real annoying, chat. I think my content's actually going to be fairly insulated from that. I end up swearing casually enough, and the average dialogue that goes on this channel. I don't know how I ever beat Witches Oven. It's actually really interesting how much this card has made these adventure removal spells worse.
A quest of mystery.
A quest of mystery. I don't remember if there's a second island in my deck. I feel like there's not. Turns out there's not. Rise, lesser used emotes, rise. I don't know if I can ever let go of the Hugel Ape. The Simian Spirit Guide we really don't have reason to use much anymore. I feel like a lot of them get used with some consistency. The Bolt the Bird emote almost never gets used, but it was like my OG emote. I don't think I'd ever get rid of the OG emote. Yeah, Waffle, it's more like the point of like, do I think I want to spend the money in a court of law to prove that? Like, I think you're right that I could win in a lawsuit if I got sued by the FTC. But I'm also not sure that I want that to be necessary. The immortal Nicol Bolas. Why are we scared of not being kid-friendly? Starting January 1st, the FTC, which is the federal something in the United States, I believe, is changing the enforcement of their COPPA regulations. We do have lawyers, JMP. Thanks for the 31 months. Thanks for the 2 months, the cannon fodder. And any content that could be taken as kid-oriented could be sued for very large sums of money for being on YouTube if they're not flagged accordingly. And part of the problem is they can technically like go after things that even if they're not kid focused and like try and make the case that they are. And Magic's a game that's like 13 plus. So like that combined with the fact that it costs large amounts of money, I think puts us in the clear. MTGO is definitely in the clear. Yeah, sued for large sums. When I say large sums of money, I mean very large sums of money. I mean $42,500 per video they find out of compliance. Large sums of money. The creator gets sued. YouTube in their settlement with the FTC passed off the liability to the creator. Yes, just saying my videos aren't for kids isn't enough, because they're gonna have actual people doing sweeps of YouTube and they're going to determine based on a set of loose criteria what's for kids and what isn't. And then the flip side is too, if you do just decide you want to tag your content as being for children, the punishment for tagging your content as for children is the monetization on it is worth up to 90% less than normal monetization, and comments get disabled on your channels, and your videos don't get recommended to people. It's a whole ton of crap that happens. No, this is for the entire world. Your channel ceases, oh, and it doesn't notify your subscribers when you upload a new video. So yeah, your channel basically ceases to exist for all intents and purposes. What steps are we taking to make sure I don't get hammered? Well, I'm gonna have to talk to someone who's can actually offer me legal advice to make sure I understand what I need to do. Yeah, YouTube encourages you to get people to interact with comments, Tumos. The more comments you have on your videos, the more your videos get recommended. Engagement is the #1 factor in all of this. Yeah, I've watched a number of videos and summaries on it. I do have Twitch chat for legal advice, that's true. Clearly, I'm just gonna have to swear and get naked on stream.
My intellect is without limit.
So... I'm gonna have to maybe if we move to streaming on Pornhub, we won't have any problems. And at the end of the day, from my understanding, Twitch content is insulated from this because part of the issue is serving up targeted ads, and Twitch does not serve up targeted ads from my understanding. But I could be incorrect on that. It's actually against the Twitch terms of service for me to take my shirt off on stream. Our deck is definitely sweet. Can we win through this cat coming back and forth is the better question, though. Yeah, maybe we can live to ult this Bolas. That's why I played another blocker. I assume they're playing Murderous Riders, though. Is part of the issue. So, like, trying to get to there before they, like, find a Murderous Rider off this trail of breadcrumbs is a big deal. They also draw cards with Midnight Reaper now, too. The Twitch terms of service doesn't allow Twitch partners to stream to multiple platforms at the same time. Twitch. Fun fact, Twitch is the only streaming service that has exclusivity in its contract. But that's what you get to do when you're on top, baby. Twitch be #1, chat. We're #1. We're #1. Do. Do. Does Mixer not have exclusivity? They do not. Mixer and Facebook both do not require streamers to be exclusive. Why Sticks? Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Yep. Well, unless you're Ninja. Yeah, I bet the people that they paid lots of money to have exclusivity contracts. This is for Historic Kisis combo. Fantastic. Happy to get that added.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
You can start to experience what I call the ultimate freedom, living without the confines of trousers. Alright, so this is technically ulting next turn, I guess. I think I just play out max blockers, right? Just like hope they don't find a Murderous Rider. I think is the plan. Let's try and get him to go there. I read the COPPA FAQ on the FTC's website. The factors is whether or not you're oriented toward children seems unconstant. A number of the lawyers I've listened to do summaries on have said the same thing, Croker. So yeah, hopefully someone who has a lot more money than me decides to sue the FTC over the vagueness. Like, if they just simply provided a list of bullet points of what you need to do or not do to, like, be safe, it wouldn't be a big deal. Can we make another burrito emote so we can make bigger burritos? I was thinking about putting the middle of the burrito emote behind a paywall and making it one of the bit emotes, but maybe that's rude. No, they had a cat in the graveyard, so making them sacrifice didn't do anything. And yeah, they hit this, right? So we're just dead. No, that's perfect. I might just make it like the $10 bit emote, right? Just like a little baby bit requirement. It takes away their extra food. Yeah, I think if I put it at the $10, some people like, and that means even if you just cheered to add a deck to the queue, you'd get it. And I think we'd get some people that would do that. Gotta put the middle of the burrito in there. There's Twitch. Twitch actually gives me metrics on that. It told me there was a thing that showed me how many. That's the wrong button. I think it's cheer badges. There are currently 626 people who have cheered 1,000 bits or more on my channel over the course of the last however many years bits have been around. You are getting a whale emote. The whale emote's going to be available for people who have cheered $100 in bits or more, so 10k bits.
I will spare you in exchange for eternal servitude.
Here's some biddies to encourage the middle of burrito at 1k bits. All right, yeah, we're going to do it. It totally is still on Big Red. Thank you. Wow, I'm surprised it took someone that long to say something. Gosh, chat, you're slacking. Slack-a-lackin'. I've said it twice. I don't believe you.
Steady your mind, Rowan.
And I will inspire your heart.
No is to triumph.
All right, maybe I was supposed to leave the Midnight Reaper and just like, maybe we can race them with the second Irencrag and Rankle here. Can I have the middle burrito with guacamole and sour cream on top for the 300k bit badge? You definitely can, Nivek. Making a note. How much is a bit? One bit is 1 penny. So Nivik's one of the people with the crown on their head in this channel. So Nivik's one of 2 people who's got 300k bits. I looked back and we were dead. I was messaging my artist, then I looked back and we died. So, yikes. Putting the middle burrito behind a paywall is the most capitalistic thing to do, and I love it. God bless you, chat. Yeah, again, like, maybe I should put some Bedevils in this 75. Murderous Rider is worse in a world where people are playing Cat Oven, and not having a targeted way to destroy an artifact seems like a bit of a miss here, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna rework the sideboard after this so we have a little bit more play against the Cat Oven decks. I think there's plenty of artifact interaction in the current standard. There's also a lot of graveyard hate, excuse me. Who are the top 5 bit donators? Anoronics and the Nivik are 1 and 2, and then there's a smattering of folks. There's 10 folks total who have crowns on the channel. Rain Dogs, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Double Rankle kind of sucks here. My hand just doesn't really do anything on the play. I think I'm going to mulligan. I guess the fact that I have all 3 colors of mana is kind of appealing. I think this might be hand sucks keep. Marty would have a crown if he had Marty is actually higher than Nivik in terms of sub-gifts, because Marty has 1,000 sub-gifts. I gave Marty the royalty tag on Discord. I, however, can't give out crowns on Twitch. It's not in my power. Guess I need to start working towards the golden whale. The golden whale's a big one. The regular whale's much more achievable. It's cryptocurrency all over again. Invested in the wrong currency. What's the golden whale? So the golden whale is for the crowns. There's gonna be a whale emote at the 10k bit badge. The golden whale is for people that have crowns. The whale is golden and it's shooting a $sign out of its blowhole. And the bit emotes are supposed to be live sometime early next month, so I've got a little bit of time to put it all together. Huh. So did I just smack him with Rankle here? It's the most resource efficient play, which is appealing. Say I wanted to donate $10 to you. Do you get more through PayPal? Or how much does $10 in bits cost me? The rake on bits is slightly higher than PayPal, I believe. At the end of the day, I don't really care how you contribute. There's just extra features for bits because bits are integrated with Twitch. Plebs have been oppressed by the paywalls of the establishments. Let me oppress you a little bit more, shall I? I want you to feel at home. Help, help, I'm being oppressed. Oppress me, there you go, there you go. And you get oppressed, and you get oppressed, everybody gets oppressed. Oh, y'all are great. I feel like I don't want 2 Stormfist Crusaders. For people that have never been in chat for a slaughter before, if you're a new sub, I'd recommend probably not posting in chat for the next 2 to 3 minutes unless you have a sword. Because there's a good chance you get misfired. The mods get a little thirsty during the y'all are great. They took everything. They took all of our things, chat. They took all of our Oh. All right. Let's I think Bedevil's worth playing. If you're a sub who accidentally got banned in a timeout spree, feel free to message a mod and they'll fix it for you. All right, mods, you can calm down now. Let's set the mods back to stun, shall we? Let's just try a few Bedevils to start, see if that's good enough. In the past, these more mid-range versions of Alliance have not felt very good with Stormfist Crusader in them. The last time we tried a build like this, it felt like we were really struggling to kill people before Stormfist Crusader caught up with us. Stormfist Crusader is very good in the aggressive decks because you frequently kill them before they use the cards you're giving them. But when we're more mid-rangey like this, that happens less often. Virtual Realism, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, I was like, oh, mill, and then they milled themselves, and I was like, oh, self-mill. Just an 0-4 defender. I'm not sure that this card is very good anymore. Maybe I'm just supposed to cut this from the main deck for... It's very possible I'm just supposed to cut this from my main deck for copies of Bedevil. I guess they could have a Planeswalker. Like, the artifact part of this card isn't super relevant because the oven decks almost always have food lying around. And, like, without Oko anymore, the Planeswalker part of it is a little bit less relevant, although it'll be good here.
What a mess I've made.
So let's go ahead and say, you sack a Planeswalker, and then we can murder Deputy at end of turn to hopefully trigger these alliances next turn. Sure. Pro tip for those that are new here. Gloating about surviving timeouts probably doesn't end well for you. Just to make things abundantly clear. Wonder if they have, I'd assume they have like Agent of Treachery as their go over the top card at the very tippy top of the curve. Are we really hearing about how Field of the Dead should be banned? Yeah, it's obnoxious. I think Field of the Dead's probably fine in Standard. I think it's definitely fine in Pioneer. We actually played Green-Black Field this morning, and it was like pretty mediocre. Here's Kenny. Hey, that's pretty good. So, Bonecrusher lets me go. Irencrag here. And then stomp this out. How am I supposed to play my Do Nothing control deck against Field of the Dead? Yep, gotta put some way to actually end the game in your deck. God forbid. Didn't Green-Black Field win the Mox yesterday? So, the Mox event on Saturday, or yesterday, or whenever it was, wasn't a Swiss tournament with top 8, so it went 8-0 in 8 rounds of Swiss. But like, you know, medium decks run good all the time. Yep, there's an Agent of Treachery. This enables Blood for Bones, then sacks to Blood for Bones as well. That's kind of sweet. So I paid 3 life to do that, but I get 2 1/1s, and I shoot this for 3, so that sounds great. Whee! This really makes me want to try, I have, there's a straight red-black draw 2 deck in the deck here that's a little bit more aggressive than this build. This style of draw feels real good here. One thing, opponent said enough, okay. Bob the Almighty one thing too, if you're not familiar with how I structure my content too, if you're looking to just get the highlights of Pioneer, if you don't have time to watch everything, because we've played a lot of Pioneer on the channel, there is a favorites page on my website where I tag my favorite video each day. There's also dedicated Pioneer deck pages up there with some of my extra favorites over the last couple of weeks. Last few weeks, month. How long has Pioneer existed? I feel like it's existed for a hot second. Innkeeper is basically kill on sight. I can't say I was familiar with your constant organization. That's super useful. Thanks. Yep. Yeah, good note to anybody. If you find you're someone new here and you're enjoying my stuff, make sure to check out my website. I spend a lot of time outside of the stream making sure that stuff stays organized. A lot of easy ways to find things. Basically anything I wish another streamer did organizational-wise, I try to always do it myself. Huh? I guess Dreadhorde Butcher is actually kind of okay here because this can't block, and if they want to trade for the Innkeeper, I'm okay with that. Dealerino. Wonder if they have a Fine Finality or another Order of Midnight. Yep, another order makes a lot of sense with that block there. Looking to just like draw one of our draw 2 cards. Hey, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Wanted to know your thoughts on Neosho brand. Just had to look at your website and the newest sideboard changes explained. Yeah, Neosho brand. That's definitely my favorite deck in Modern at the moment. Just like peak cheese people. Is looking to play any board games or more time for getting close to the Kickstarter part of a project. If it kicks off, any chance you might state your opinion if we send you a copy? Yeah, probably. Feel free to drop me an email, jeffhoagland@linux.com. You do. It's been a hot second, but we do play board games with some amount of consistency. Be happy to give you a tweet if it's something that's good. I think I'm blocking here. Am I? I was gonna take 2. It might be worth it to preserve my life total here, if only because there are Questing Beast deck and I might not be able to block Questing Beast down the line. Although I have a 4/3 here, so I guess that's not too big of a concern. Well, I mean, I think Rankle's a safe craft overall, because I think the card's very powerful. It even sees play in Pioneer. So I think, like, long-term perspective, if you're someone that thinks if you're someone who enjoys black aggressive decks, I think it's a very good craft. I think you will get your mileage out of a Rankle in the long term. I agree. I played Rankle on a lot of shells. This deck feels a little bit medium. I've got another draw 2 build that's a little bit more aggressive in the queue coming up that seems could be okay. Oh man, do they have a Smitten Swordsmith? Just a Foulmire Knight. Okay, so you're done in the backswing. Close game. Feel like we threaded the needle well here. Feels good, man. Just got done watching your content on YouTube when I was in Columbus. Did your life become an Eminem song, or did your life become an Eminem song, or is he just always relevant? I don't know. You know, it's hard to say, really. Bedevil sounds great here. Rampage is again kind of medium. I think I'm just gonna cut this card from the deck. I don't know what exactly I want to play, but I feel like with Oko gone, this card just has pretty diminished returns. I think on the draw, I want to cut Stormfist Crusader. I think it's just a little bit too... I'm gonna trim 2 of them. We'll leave the other 2. I don't think I have anything else that's great to bring it up here. Yeah, it could be right to just play another good threat. Knight of the Ebon Legion is definitely a great card. Hand sucks. Keep. You have a high number of mods. Yeah, I give everybody who's been subbed for 12 months a mod sword. I'm sure at some point somebody's gonna run the long con and give me $60 over the course of a year to ban a bunch of people, but I figure if they're gonna give me $60 to like do something that I can undo in 10 minutes, that's worthwhile. I'll take 60 bucks for 10 minutes of annoyance. Huh? Do we just assume they're on Murderous Rider here? I feel like they 1000% have a Murderous Rider here, and I just would rather not play into it. This way, like, if they have, like, Questing Beast or Rankle, I could kill it. Yeah, it's really trivial to, like, mass unban people. It's, like, really wouldn't be the end of the world. Figure people have been here long enough to sub for a year. They know the drill and can wield the sword.
Let me synthesize the facts.
Hey, Dun Bishop. Speaking of, let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Giving people mod swords also means if someone like subs for a year and they can't afford to sub anymore, they can still chat because moderators override sub-only chat, which is nice. Siri, how did this thing work again? Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having an excellent Monday wherever you are in the world. Well, hopefully Royal Scions here can turn some of these lemons into lemonade. Hand is not particularly stellar at the moment. Hey, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Figurative adventure. A figurative venture. I can read. Yikes. Probably dead. Turning lemmings into lemonade. That is kind of what the mods do, huh? They turn lemmings into lemonade. Play my 5/5 for 4, my 4/4 for 5. Well, the way they tapped means they can't play removal spell if they draw it. I'm gonna trade for Questing Beast if they attack. If they attack with both, I'm gonna eat the 2/3. Is that a good draw? Maybe I'm supposed to kill the Foulmire Knight there just because the 2/3 gets checked by my 0/4 and I can't block this one, really. Yeah, it's probably better to kill the Foulmire Knight. Castle is nice because even if they kill Rankle, I can keep drawing 2 per turn with this. Oh, I could have made them discard if I played the Passage. Yeah, that's a good observation. Just like a free roll on the discard. Yeah, good sequencing. Oh, I need to draw a Bonecrusher or a Rankle to take her off the table. All right, so I think I want to do this before I play this. So this way, if I draw Rankle, I can kill Liliana with it. I lose 1 more life this way, but it gives me Rankle as an out. So would have been able to Bedevil still there if I would have played this out first, but I think I like leaving myself the option to draw Rankle there. It also left Nicol Bolas as a draw because I had 5 mana up. I think I hold Murderous Rider because it's good against Rankle, Questing Beast, another Planeswalker. They also, they like drew an extra card this turn from Stormfist Crusader, so there's a good chance they have a piece of action next turn. That land actually means I get to Murderous Rider something and activate Castle Lockwain this turn, which is great. I feel like my opponent keeps tapping too much black. They should probably be paying more attention to the auto tapper. They also just have more lands in their hand though, so maybe it doesn't matter. I think if they attack with Paradise Druid here, I'm going to go ahead and Murderous Rider it, just so my health total is kind of relevant. I want to use my mana this turn. I want to draw with this while taking minimal damage. So, there's a lot of reason to kill their thing there. So 3 cards when we start next turn. Well. Hang tight for now. If they attack with this, I might trade. My health total's getting pretty low at this point. Well, I guess this is about to lifelink for me. Questing Beast and Rankle are both pretty scary in this position. Okay. I think I just do this and pass, again, playing around Rankle and Questing Beast by holding this. The Murderous Rider play there is real aggressive, so they're dead then? Get to kill this at end of turn. And then... Oh, they're not quite dead yet, right? So they can double block one of these. That's lethal, though. Also lethal? No, not quite. Yes, quite. That's funny. I actually boarded out 2 Stormfist Crusaders. Like, actually ended up picking up the game and winning it here. They flooded out a little bit too, though. Yeah, I guess they're through half their deck. It was really, really close game. Two games in a row where I feel like was able to appropriately leverage my health total as a resource. Stormfist Crusader is my favorite Dark Confidant variant to date. Yeah, I agree. Probably a little bit more Howling Mine-esque than Dark Confidant-esque, but for sure. Glint Sleeve Sifter. Yeah, Glint Sleeve's really good. Glint, and something I've said on stream a couple of times while we play Pioneer, Glint Sleeve's definitely my pick for my favorite energy payoff in Standard, or in Pioneer. Thanks for the half a year, Steyer. I appreciate that. I think because I have 3 lands and Pyromancer lined up already, I'm going to hold on to the, and I have a 2-drop, I'm going to hold on to this Opt for now, so that way I can hopefully use this to trigger Pyromancer on 4. This card is so medium. This card's been a little underwhelming. This is a card that got cut from a lot of my black-red builds in recent memory. And definitely a reason for that. I think I actually bought him this year. Like I've got Dubs Bolas in my hand, so I think I'm just like looking for more cards that impact the board, because I already have cards that like are gonna enable this Pyromancer. Like a removal spell or another Pyromancer would be great. Ambush, sure. Sick. Oh my god, did I just do that? Oh no. Yikes. Yikes. Not a big deal. Was just playing around Questing Beast. I was just playing around their Questing Beast, chat. Don't judge me. Hashtag no justice. Hellkite. Just a Paradise Druid. Just a Love-Struck Beast. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. They just got rid of Embercleave from their hand. That doesn't feel like it bodes well for me. Alright, I'm gonna hold on to this. I feel like this means they have another. All right, we got the Soul Reeds, and like this is fine for us. So we lose our things. We go Bolas plus Pyromancer shoots Paradise Druid, Rampage makes them sacrifice the sword.
My schemes are never ending.
Alright, in Rampage's defense, the fact that it's only cost 2 mana has been relevant in a couple of these games now. If they find a 1/1 for these beasts, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Well, that doesn't really matter, right? Because that just dies to Pyromancer. Oh, sure, that makes sense.
Spotted you eons ago.
I lead the way, but my brother knows our path.
Judgeinator, thank you for the 28 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This card is really good. I don't know what the ideal shell for this card is, but I feel like it's something I would like to explore. That's like the card I would like to figure out in this format if I was trying to brew something really sweet. Like what's the best Pyromancer deck?
My plan is crystallizing.
Do Whips and Chains excite you, Lovestruck Beast? They excite me. Has an Alliance Pyromancer deck been played on stream in Pioneer yet? It's not. I don't know that you really gain anything meaningful for the deck in that format. I feel like this card's probably too fair for Pioneer. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Pioneer is less brutal than Modern, but that's like a really low bar. I think, again, especially on the draw against a more aggressive deck, I want to trim Stormfist Crusader. Bring in my removal. This is good against Paradise Druid and their various 1/1s. Oh, young Pyromancer. Maybe. I think Div Mizzet not only is too intensive color-wise, but if you look at the instants and sorceries we're playing, we don't have enough to really trigger him consistently. If you want a Niv Mizzet Alliance deck, there is a blue-red Alliance deck that's a little bit more mid-rangey / controlling. That's got Niv Mizzet on my website. But as always, a huge, huge wealth of sweet things up there. You get fevered visions in Pioneer. All right, I'm listening. You've piqued my interest. Continue talking. Oh, this is awkward. I should have led on this and just hoped to draw a 4th land, because now I can't Alliance on 2. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, we just drew the 4th land. Should have played Watery Grave into the whatever. Irencrag with Is It Charm triggers on your opponent's turn for 2 mana. I lied, I'm in. All in, chat. Let's go. Well, 10 out of 10 take a draw 2 build around or submission for Pioneer. Asterisk, Pioneer submissions are still slowed because there's infinite decks in the queue. Tier 3 subs can submit Pioneer decks. Alright, so next turn, we can shock this in, play Alliance, play Royal Scions, start creating chump blockers for this. Looks like it's gonna be too little too late. I believe they said last week there weren't gonna be bans today. If there were going to be bans, they'd be in 2 hours. I died doing what I love, chat. I died doing what I love. Sounds great, Gorks. Drop it through the forum when it renews to remind me, please and thank you. There's a bunch of Pioneer PTQs this week on Magic Online. So they had said last week they're expecting not to do it. Our Brazen Bar is worth the 4 Mythic Wild cards. Yes, the card is very good. How much do Pioneer decks cost currently? Would you accept? Golgari Soul Flare. Yeah, Golgari Soul Flare sounds great. Pioneer decks are a tier 3 sub or $50. 550. Which, part of the reason why the queue hasn't gone down too much is a bunch of people have signed up as tier 3 since we changed to that, but that's fine. Won't complain about big subs, they're great. Only 40 decks in the queue. It's more specifically like the Pioneer chunk of it. Like Pioneer is 14 to 34, so like there's 20 Pioneer decks in the queue. My plan is to keep the higher pricing on Pioneer decks until the queue can get down to a dozen Pioneer decks in it. Is my intention. I think I'm just gonna play a 4/3 this turn just to use my mana, since I'm gonna be doing this next turn. Rough. Less rough. It's also kind of nice that they burned the ambush before we played the Nicol Bolas. I think I want to plus this here because they're more, and not only does it make a 1/1, but they're less likely to have another ambush than they are to have another Bonecrusher most likely, or like a wild or shock or something. Almost said wild slash there. I've been playing too much Pioneer. You have 23 mythics and 2 wild cards. Yeah, if you're like a mid-level player, a mid-sized player, it's definitely harder to keep rares in stock. Once you start achieving whale status, mythics are the harder ones to get. Do you believe in life after mods? Life after mods. Do. Hey, Christy Scott, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hooglandia. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Nikki B's been very good in these games. I'm one Teamer Friends deck away from being tapped out at everything. Ain't that the truth? This might be a concession rider. Rankle plus Improbable Alliance is also real good. Just completely ran them out of resources here. So, my big takeaways from playing this have been that Pyromancer, Bolas, Alliance all feel good. These aggressive cards feel really, really mediocre. So, I'm not done with this archetype yet, but I've played enough that I think I'm gonna grab. There's 2 lists. There's 2 Alliance lists here on my website, and the second one is definitely, I think I'm gonna take this, and I think we're just gonna shove a bunch of Pyromancers in the main, because I do, the more I play with it, the more I think Pyromancer might actually be the better draw to payoff than Alliance in a lot of these games. So, I think I'm gonna nix this. Let's play a few games with a slightly bigger build here at the end. TJ Savage, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oaklandia. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Alright, so what did I want? I wanted Pyromancer. Probably don't need 4 Alliance. Can chill on the Witching Well. I feel like Flame Sweep's kind of in a mediocre spot right now. I don't think it's particularly stellar against anything. I think Bedevil is super reasonable, and I think Murderous Rider is just only okay in the face of a lot of these oven decks. We're gonna do Mythgard today, I promised, Ibik. We're gonna do like another, I don't know, half hour magic. We'll do 2 or 3 more matches with this before we wind on over there. Let's do, I've been meaning to update this list anyways. I wanted to see how this submission felt. Let's fix our basics real quick, yeah. Whoop. Hey, Mup, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Always watch the YouTube account and love it. Had some extra dollar dues, and I figured I'd send some your way. I'd love to see this deck with Fevered Visions. Yeah, someone was saying they're going to submit something for Pioneer here soon. Probably don't mind some Spyglasses for the sideboard. Perfect Gorks. This deck isn't fully borderless, it's unplayable. Yeah, there's no borderless Bedevil, right? And Disdainful Stroke also has a border. It's basically like we're peasants. So a couple of Spyglass, couple of Bedevil to fight cats. Yeah, tier 3s can submit build arounds. All right, chat, this is your favorite part. What are my last few board slots here? Shout terrible cards at me. This is your favorite thing to do on Twitch. I shouldn't have taken out all those cards. Tombbound Lich, basic planes. God, they're actually just shouting terrible cards at me. Cry of the Carnarium, look at that. There's a real suggestion. Love it. Gust. Gust is probably a good one. I like Gust. There we go. I like it. What's our control game plan? I think our main deck's probably pretty okay against most control decks because Improbable Alliance is just a card that's good against control. Galaxy Brain, put Fae of Wishes in your sideboard. That would be a decision. I think we're gonna bottom Nikki B in the dark here. Passage for Mountain. Watery Grave Alliance. Why'd you mulligan the Great Hearthstone hand? Asking the real questions. Alright, I think with this played on 1, And no way to draw a second card per turn in sight until this on 5. I'm just going to go ahead and stomp their knight right away. Hey, Thread Menace. Thank you for the 12 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So, I know that this draws us an extra card each turn, but it draws it on their turn, which is less useful for us. Wow, this card's actually, like, really good against us, huh? I'm gonna shock this in and start with an Opt, because I could hit a Bedevil or a Murderous Rider. Alright, perfect. So we'll play this, and then next turn we can Bolas down tick on this. You're lucky, Dougie. I beat him to it. That's fair. This card is less good if I have Alliance online. I think I just go to 10 here. I think. They're gonna drill bit me and make me sad. Oh, they actually have drill bit. Vomit. Whoo, doggy. If I was stacking my deck, chat, that would be the one we'd put on top. All right, no whammy on the Embercleave, please. No whammy on the Embercleave, please. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Embercleave's actually another reason to start playing Bedevil in the main deck. It's a card that takes that one off the table before it messes you up. Alright, well, they don't have Embercleave, so otherwise we'd be dead. They have a Bonecrusher Giant to kill my Bonecrusher Giant. Yeah, makes sense. This gets smaller because it takes the damage. So this thing has to attack every turn, and then every time it takes damage, it gets smaller.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
That's actually perfect, right? Because now I get to play this and scry 2, and then play this. And then, let me get in for another Bonecrusher. And then I can crack this on their turn to make another 1/1. So next turn cycle, I'll get to make 2 1/1s. They draw Embercleave. Oh, wait, what? Really? Thanks?
I will learn what nobody yet knows.
Wild. I have no idea why they didn't just kill me. Stomp removes damage prevention on the knight. It totally does, doesn't it?
Bow to the mind's reign.
And the heart's verdict.
Yeah, Questing Beast does as well. Yep, those are accurate things. Accurate statements. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. So finish your whiskey and beer. Do 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 do.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Oh, I could have just made them sack that with Rankle, right? And sacked a fairy. You weren't using those resources anyways, right? Yeah, this card's the real deal. I don't know what like everything else we're supposed to be playing is supposed to look like, but that card's pretty great. I feel like our main deck's actually pretty trim for this matchup. I'm just gonna cut these 2 Rankles and bring in these 2 Lava Coils. It's possible I want like the 4th Bedevil in my sideboard. It's just like an extra murder. Or like the 3rd Murderous Rider, just like a 6th way to like kill something for 3 mana. It's probably not bad. Gust to bounce Cleave. Maybe that card's a big enough blowout that I'm supposed to bring in Gust. They just don't have that many actual red cards in their deck. I guess the downside is pretty minimal though, because I can loot away a Gust that's bad in a lot of situations. This is less good in the face of a First Striker. I'm used to watching YouTube at 2x speed. Can you talk twice as fast? Sorry, I'll try and be better. So I think rather than shock this in, I'm going to go ahead and play it tapped and pass. And then we'll play Pyromancer next turn and then can Golden Egg to trigger the Pyromancer on 3 here, hopefully. Alright, so we're like 1000% getting Embercleave next turn, right? That's why they didn't attack with this. They cast Deceiver Exarch, and now they're going to cast Splinter Twin. Actually just did on like 4. Vomit. What about Rhythm with Embercleave? Embercleave doesn't need you to play bad cards alongside it to make it good. Embercleave's very good on its own. And you don't need to put mediocre cards in your deck to try and make it cute. No, I haven't played against any Soul Sisters, Triple Light. Flame Sweep's probably good there if I had to venture a guess. I don't think this is good enough, right? It's got a Bedevil. I think this is a mulligan in this matchup. And this is why, like, taking close mulligans kind of sucks. I guess this hand's better. Maybe. That's an excellent draw. Oh, Tibalt. Yeah, there you go. Play Tibalt or play Frostodon. You've got red cards in your deck. Slaughter him. Let's go get him. Block.
It seems we've encountered another problem. My answers lie in the cold truth.
My answers lie in the cold truth. Theirs has to pay 3 to gain Death Touch. Very, very superior. Takes a lesser wild card too. Just good beats. Well, here's hoping we find some spells. That's kind of what I asked for.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
Stupid auto zapper. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Hives.
Are you okay?
Oh, I think so.
So, I play this. I think I want to leave this up in case I draw a Foulmire Knight. So I played this. I didn't tap red and then it auto-tapped me off it. I'm so dumb. Just not being careful. Doesn't matter. And then I think I tap this. Do I tap this so it can't attack through? I probably just killed this, right? I'm just gonna kill this. They don't have a second red yet, which is great for us. This is obligated to attack something. Death Touch does not, because it prevents the damage. Prevent that damage or remove a counter.
I enjoy the proper.
God, it's unreal how good Pyromancer is. I think I'm just passing here. I'm gonna opt now, because I can opt into an opt.
Foolish coward.
It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. Do do do. I'm just gonna clean up their board here. There's no reason to not get rid of all of them. Being on the best coast makes it hard to watch on Twitch, but I've been enjoying the YouTube stuff for a while, and I think this is the best channel to watch. Thanks for the third of a year. I appreciate that, Burn Slider. Hope you're having an excellent start to your week. Yeah, this card's sick. So that lets them Ember Cleave, right? So if they have a big daddy sword here, they get to hit something. I think I'm just double blocking with my planeswalkers at this point, or double blocking with my pyromancers to keep my walkers alive. Because like next turn I get to like do this. Yeah, they 1000% have a cleave. Sure. We about to end their whole career, chat.
Witness a mote of my power.
We got Planeswalkers ready to ult tier 2.
What is my strategy here?
What is my strategy here?
My intellect is without limit.
Whee! Win or lose, I get to do the thing I love with this deck, chat, which is drawing all the cards. It's nice to end some Magic on a high note today. I think I know what the deck of the day is for the Magic portion. It's been a pretty good one. If you haven't seen this deck before, this deck and many others like it are ones you can find lurking on my website, jeffhoagland.com. Click standard decks at the top, or historic or pioneer or whatever type of format you're looking for decks in. You can find most of the major ones up there now at this point. Yeah, this is fine. Not amazing, but fine. I was not in love with any of the Pioneer decks today. Nope. Hey, Mogwai. Thanks for the host. Hope you had a wonderful stream. Good games from earlier today. I'm just gonna drop the castle on one. Yeah, no vintage, no legacy, unfortunately. How does mythic ranking work? All of the ranks below. I think we have a command actually. Nope. I thought we had a command. Apparently I'm a liar. Yeah, easy science. Get to filter through some of our huge tracts of land here.
My plan is crystallizing.
I think I want some more duels rather than a painless land. Our health total doesn't look to be under duress here. Murderer. I don't know exactly what they're doing just yet. I'm gonna say we can both draw at this point. Yeah, I think we're pretty unlikely to want to play Bedevil on 3 as opposed to... Are they Esper Dance? Could be a bit of a brew as well, but likely leaning towards Dance at the moment. Alright, I think I'm just going to Rankle and say both draw again here. Let's try and keep the hands full. I could play Royal Scion there and loot, but it's a lot less resource efficient. Alright, so looks like a bit of a brew. It's a pretty good hit. So we get to do this. I get to hit them and say we both draw. I don't think I want to make a sacrifice. I think I'm going to have enough flying pressure here that this is not a big deal. Hey, Zeph. Thanks for doing a sub-gift team. Have a good one, Solar Dragonite. Probably gonna Bonecrusher Giant this. They've got a handful of cards over there, but we just like had a really reasonable, had a pretty fairly aggressive draw this game. Ethereal Absolution. Yeah, that would definitely stunt us. That's pretty good. So Anner, I made a small mistake. I didn't realize the bit emotes didn't roll out till next month. I didn't read the announcement close enough. So your emote and Nivik emotes will be available as your bit level emotes starting early in December. And then, like I said, whatever you want for the 500k crown, you're the only one that's there. So anything that's like not offensive, dealer's choice on that. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this so they don't lifelink. Trying to aggro them out here is ideal since they have infinite cards in their hand. Kaya gains them a little bit of life as well here. Dispelling Phantasm makes me feel good. Wow, they're killing a fairy. That seems like it bodes well for us, if these are their plays. Yeah, the burrito emote turned out well. We're gonna get some various centers for it too, I think. Put in the request with my graphics guy.
Let me synthesize the facts.
So this gets to scry 2. I don't think I want either of those, honestly. We have to play Bonecrusher out. I think I take the time to kill Kaya here. I don't think we're gonna be aggroing them out, unfortunately, but I think we have enough resources to grind through them at this point. Like Sans a planar cleansing, I think we're ahead. Listen, Anner, you've cheered more than enough bits for a lifetime, so like, no worries. If they don't have a way to kill this, yeah, like, they cast Kaya's Wrath, but like, I'm just gonna like activate this next turn and then crack the Witching Well on their turn and like pop up 6 more dorks again. Oh, that's good. Yikes, did not think about that.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
Alright, I think I'm supposed to opt at am I? Yeah, I'm gonna opt at sorcery speed in case we find like a Bolas or something that I want to cast this turn. I'm gonna hold on to this because I might want to loot it away. Either with this or with the Improbable Alliance. Kaya exiled our Witching Well. So I'll probably want to board those 2 cards out in this matchup. Oh, do they not? Are we going to get to alt my Scions? That would be great. Sweet. Bonus deck's kind of sweet. I think I'm just gonna, my colors are fine here, so I'm just gonna crack this into gain 3 here, I think.
I'll be back. You better watch your back from here on out.
This should hopefully draw us another Planeswalker. Sick.
Let us unleash our united strength.
Let us unleash our united strength. Moving on up.
One again.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Minds crumble.
Alliance was real good here. Okay, kill them with a Kyle next turn. I think they only have one card in exile.
I hope you said you won.
And they're gonna gain 2 more here. That's aggressive. Are you ready, chat? Bonecrusher's ready. Thunk. This lets them draw 2, but like my hand is just like so stock full of goodies. Their health total's so low. They're down to 2. Main deck D-Spark. Wow, this is rude. What did my hand ever do to you, opponent? So there's still a swamp in my deck, right? Did I have lethal with Scions Plus? I did. Thank you for pointing that out. 10 out of 10 miss lethal via Scion Alt. Are you aware that if I kill my opponent, I have to stop drawing cards? I'm not sure if you considered that part of the line you suggested. No, there's third-party deck trackers for Arena Waffle. There are third-party deck trackers. But nothing first party, you know?
My schemes are never ending.
My schemes are never ending. Ho ho ho, scheme. Are you dead yet? Opponents rank 256 with their brew. Seems sweet. The cards they're playing probably line up well against the 2 better decks in the format, right? Like, it seems like they're playing a lot of cards that are good against both, the cat decks and fires. Is it just that? It's just like Rankle out, Lava Coil in? I feel like Rankle's not particularly great here. Do I want Spyglass to turn off Kaya? Yeah, there's a good chance they have Ethereal Absolution. This card's pretty bad, right? Do I want these strokes? How about that? I think I'm gonna leave the Witching Wells in. Kaya's not actually that good against us. I think there's a chance they cut them. Let's try this and see how it goes. Charming Prince to blink the discard creatures. That's deep. You got distracted by the command and never talked about the ranking system. Everyone outside the top 1,500, I believe now, gets a percentage. So basically, if you're outside of the top 1,500 ranked players in Mythic, you have a percentage instead. The closer your percentage is to 100, the closer you are to the top 1,500. Is the TLDR on Arena's ranking system. They said, my Twitch rep says they are reserving the right to reset the channel points if they feel like there's some issue they haven't noticed with them, but as of right now, it's looking like they're not going to reset. Is what my rep got back to me with. Hooray! Keep all the shillings! Time to sell? No, the opposite. I think it means it's time to hodl. Gotta hodl and become a shillionaire. Beverly Shills. That's where you want to be. Be-doo. Be-doo. Living with Beverly Shills. My opponent keeps trying to take all my cards away, and it's very sad, chat. Makes me very sad. Our deck's actually good. Our deck's fine. I don't know. You told me to make a list of things I thought were fine. This would be included on the list. Vomit. Okay, let's try and draw an untapped black source, please. Yikes. Well, you know. Only gonna get 2 for 1 by this. Kinda. Like, do I even kill it at that point? I take back what I said about their deck being sweet, by the way. This card is miserable. I take back all the nice things I said. Yes, yeah, tomorrow will be 3 historic decks for sure. Will definitely be 3 historic decks tomorrow. Vomit. What's the best deck for laddering, in my opinion? Probably Knights. Something aggressive is always ideal for laddering with. Wonder if they have another Davriel here. Playing Historic made me feel like I'm getting good value for my money in Arena for the first time in a long time. I agree. Historic is great. Buy its stuff. Hopefully they give Historic some real support and don't just like ignore it. Feels pretty dead, man. Suppose these chump block for a turn and gain me some life. Thanks for the 21 months, Stuber. Welcome back. So, did do a removal spell here. Messed that up. Should have done that on their upkeep so they didn't get to attack with it that turn. I don't think it matters. We're pretty far behind at that point. I don't really have a catch-up mechanic. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how we boarded here. I'm just going to go ahead and run it back. This will be our last match with this deck, and our last match of Magic for the day, and then we're going to roll on into a couple hours of Mythgard to wrap things up. But everybody's having an excellent Monday wherever you're at. Thanks for hanging out here today. Would a good catch-up mechanic be a man who builds tomato presses? Agree. Gotta get a little sugar in there, too. That's the key to making ketchup delicious. It's mostly sugar. We're gonna start with a blue-purple tempo deck, and then we'll see how good that is before we decide where we go from there. So the codes for Mythgard were kind of a placeholder type thing until they rolled out the next part of their free-to-play segment. So their update 2 updates ago added a bunch of extra in-game rewards for everyone. So their faction mission tab will give you actually more than what the codes that I had at one point were worth. The codes were kind of like a holdover until they had, because they're a game that's like actually in beta. Like they're adding lots of features at a pretty rapid rate. This card's actually really good in this matchup, but it doesn't get Kaya just because it's card advantage that like sits on the table, which is valuable. I think I've been Irencrag Pyromancer here and just like get this down and then try and get both of these down and make blockers this way. Sweet Waffle. Feel free to let me know if you have any suggestions after playing it before we jam it tomorrow. Mulliganing against the deck full of discard is not like super exciting, but the first hand just didn't really do much. Really just want to hit a bunch of land drops here. Yep, in. The codes are a placeholder like the Vault Arena. Yeah, exactly. No, they actually finished up and got rid of their placeholder. You know what? I think I should have put these in the other order, because if they play a discard spell on 2, I'm going to discard a land. I'd rather discard this than the Watery Grave. Come on, opponent. It would figure that the last match of the day we get a bit of a slowdown. Maybe they had something real life pop up. It could be getting Comcasted. Yeah, that's a fair take. You know, real life happens. Things take precedence over the Vigi games. Yep. Yeah, I think I messed up when I played this last turn, or when I stacked these. So then we're just hoping to find something that draws cards at this point, or like another land. Because I assume that this card's not going to survive in my hand here.
I do hope this mask isn't stealing. Let me pick your brain.
Untapped land here is great, because it lets us crack Witching Well.
Loneliness can hurt.
Actually, just one of the worst draws in our deck. Royal Scions would have also been a great draw there. Yeah, die pretty fast here if we keep bricking on mana.
Struggling.
This is where the magic happens, chat. Well, if we hit a land, we get to make 2 blockers next turn.
All I've left you is pain.
Probably did here. I assume they have a removal spell. Looking forward to playing some Mythgard. No resource variance is great. Definitely would not complain if Magic had more player agency in it. Even an Opt would be a good draw at any of these points. Opt, Royal Scions, just like anything to hit that second. I just have to shock it in, otherwise we're dead on board. The problem here is I have to block, and then if they have a discard spell, which they're likely to, they like take a card out of my hand and then Death Reel kills me.
The crueler the opponent, the sweeter the victory.
Yeah, discard deck confirm good when like opponent mulligans and then stumbles on lands and dies. Now I only die on my upkeep if they have another discard spell, which they're likely to. That's just how it goes. I don't think I'd make any changes to this deck. I think I'm pretty happy with where we ended up at. Irencrag Pyromancer is great. If you make a change to your deck every time you get a little bit unlucky, you're gonna get unlucky a lot in Magic. There's a lot of variance in the game. Yeah, I think that's about all I got. I think Bedevil is in a really good spot in the format. Being able to kill artifacts is good. Also, just like the upside for Murderous Rider is pretty minimized by so many decks running around on ovens, in addition to being able to destroy artifacts being reasonable. So if you're looking for a mid-rangey or slightly more control deck, I think this is reasonable. This is definitely a super powerful card in the format when you can enable it, and this deck's got a lot of good ways of enabling it.